So, hi guys. A bit of a different video today. As you can see, it's rather dark and I am recording with my lights on, so the colors are a bit weird. But since this is just a little in-between information video, um, I think it's alright. Anyway, what I wanted to show you is Um, I was thinking about getting like an acrylic case for my smallest Matchbox models to present and either put them on the wall or put them in my somewhere in my cupboard or anything like that. And of course, most of the cases that you can buy have compartments that are about 3 to 5 centimeters, like for some little figurines or anything like that. But the cars are still much smaller than this, and they would like waggle around in there and just not look that great. So since I recently got a 3D printer, I Monoprice Select Mini 3D printer, by the way, which is a cool little gadget. No endorsement here or anything, but it's cool. You should really check it out. Um, I thought about making a little stand for my Micro Motor World cars to put them on, and I designed some versions of it in Tinkercad, which is an online cut program that you can use for free. Um, it's pretty good. I think it was made for educational purposes, like for school children to learn geometry and 3D modeling and stuff in class. But it's a pretty cool little program for other people as well. I like to use it because it's very easy with the geometrical forms, and you can get a lot of good stuff out of it. And what I came up with is this little guy. It's a little stand. It is 34 millimeters on both sides, and it has like a little sign plate in front here where you can put a little sticker with the name of the car. Like in my case, as I told you before, my favorite car is the Lamborghini, and you notice it has a little. It's quite firmly attached here. If I waggle it around in any direction, it won't fall off because what I did is since all the axles and the distances between the axles and the tires and the bottom plate of the cars is identical for all cars, I just made a little indentation here in the 3D model for this, um, which fits like the axles and the tires and the bottom plate. So if you put the car in, it is rather firmly attached, and even if it wiggles a bit, no matter what, um, it won't fall off. And with the black filament I used, of course, with 3D prints, and if the light shines as extremely as my light shines right now, you can see a bit of a lining here. But in normal daylight, if you see it from this angle, you even can see it here. It looks pretty cool and pretty top notch for such a little printer and such a little, as I said, only about 3 centimeters in any direction stand. It's pretty neat. And what I thought about is every car has like its good and its bad sides. So what this actually includes in here is a little turntable. And this means that you can put the car in here and you can turn it. For example, look at it from the front, or you can turn it to one of the sides, like so, or you can present it in an angle like I did like so. I think this is pretty cool for this little car. And those are rather easy to print. I mean, they just weigh about, I don't know, 4 to 5 grams or something, and they don't use much filament. And on the Monopress Select Mini, you can actually print 4 of those at once, and it just took a regular Avery label and printed it out. Like I printed 4 car names on one label and then like cut it. This is about 25 millimeters wide, and you could of course make this part a bit bigger or something, but then you would probably, especially for the sports cars, not be able to see the car as good. But I think this looks pretty neat. And the way I did the turntable, maybe I can show it to you, is if you print this, you have to print it with support. Support means that the 3D printer that this turntable part is, you could say, hovering in the model. It's not touching the other parts in the 3D model. Instead, the printer, or the slicer to be exact, will create like a support grid or support lines beneath this turntable, so it can be printed as one part. And after you print it, and it is cold, you have to wiggle it around a bit to loosen up the parts. And then what I do is I take like a small screwdriver and press in every direction until I hear some noise um, from the supports breaking. Try to shift it. Now there you could hear it, I think, through the microphone, that it just cracked in this direction. You have to do this with a bit of force. I don't only print like 5% support or something, but it's still very strong. But on the other hand, the turntable won't wiggle around. So, and after you did this, or after I did this in this case, um, I take a small pair of pliers that are lying around somewhere here, like so, needle nose pliers. And since there is this indentation, I just, it's a bit hard with the camera, but I put this in the indentation like this and then turn it around, and you can hear the support cracking even more, and even the small support filament breaking out of like the sides here. You get this little filament that you can just pull off with the plier, and you turn this around in any direction for 2 or 3 times until it is rather loose, and then you can just put your car in, and then you can, if you press the car down with the tires, you can actually use the car to turn it around. At the beginning it will be a bit tougher, but it will loosen up over time, and you have a nice little stand that, as I said, works for any car. Maybe let's take a bigger car, like an ambulance or something. Let's see what I have here in my loose car bag. Maybe you can see it here. Lots of loose cars here. Yeah, let's take the ambulance. It's a rather big car. And even that ambulance will slide in perfectly into the mold. As you can see, you can wiggle it around. It won't fall off. And in this case, we may want to present it like up front. There we go. And we can like put a nice little 40 Econoline label on here or something. Yeah, what I do on my printer is I print a stand with a raft, so that this is the raft actually I removed earlier, so it will print the whole thing on this little raft, and you can just, if it is cold, you can remove the whole thing from the build plate and just remove it, and you will get this little stand. An added benefit is that the bottom is a bit rougher, so if you put it like I plan in an acrylic case, it won't wiggle around that much because it's not like very smooth material. And yeah, what I did is I uploaded the STL file for this and more information to the wiki, which by the way got a huge update regarding cars and playsets. There we go. So there is a category 3D models now under miscellaneous. There is a Magna Wheels category as well, just shilling some updates. And this is the presentation stand. Here you can download version 4. It actually is version 4, so it's my 4th try of the presentation stand just by clicking here. And it's totally free. You can use it. You can probably load it into your 3D modeling program and edit it or whatever. I don't mind. So, and this is a little view of the model itself. Let's switch back. Yeah, looks really cool. And I mean, it's cheap to print. It's just some filament for a few cents. And even on the small, tiny printer, you can print 4 of those at once. Of course, it takes a bit of time. I mean, like if you print 4 at once, you take around 4 hours with good quality settings in Cura. Maybe other slicers will do a better job or worse job. I can't exactly tell. This is how I tested it out. And yeah, I will at least take a picture or even make a video if I get my acrylic case. I until now unfortunately it didn't arrive, but let's try out some other cars and see that all of them fit nicely. There, a nice white 24 hours towing truck fits as well as the really cool little Corvette convertible. And by the way, one of the newer cars I got and I really like as a model, let me see if it is in the back around here. Yeah, there it is this little Mercedes SL. This black one looks really nice. Maybe he deserves a stand in a different color, maybe. And I actually have, for testing purposes, I printed on a cheaper white filament. So here is the same stand in a white version. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I could see that it working out. I mean, it's possible that maybe for dark cars you can print it in different colors. I mean, you could at least you could print in red filament for like blue cars or something. This would be pretty cool, like a dark red filament for those cars would look even more like classy, I think. But for now, I don't have a good red filament, so I will stick to the black one or the white one. Sorry, I ditched the camera. Yeah, I wanted to show you this. Maybe you are interested. As I said, you can download the STL file for free. There may be updates in the future. Maybe I'll make a stand for like the little boats or the little planes that come with the world's smallest Matchbox sets, since they will probably not fit. Let's test it with the boat. I mean, it has like the bottom plate, but it doesn't like, no, it doesn't protrude. It actually is not that bad. Of course, it needs a bigger diameter, probably like more like 4 centimeters or something. But I can see that working out. I will have to think about that in the future. Anyway, I'm also working on some replacement parts, making 3D models, and testing out the quality. And as you can see, I mean, 3D models always have the problem that for really, really high quality, you really have to either sand them and paint them and stuff. And you'll have, and for Micro Roboto World, of course, most of the parts are like very colorful in yellow and red and stuff. So you would have to have a lot of different color filaments. Let me put out some of the supports just hanging around here. But I will have to look into that a bit further to make some replacement parts for parts that get lost or break very easily. But this is the first thing I did with my 3D printer regarding world's smallest Matchbox, and I'm pretty pleased with it. It took me, like, for the 4 versions to make, it took me about 6 hours plus the time to print them, which is about 50 minutes for one, I'd say, with this printer with good quality. And yeah, if you like stuff like that, leave a thumbs up or leave a comment. If you have suggestions for like 3D models I could design. Yeah, and let's put one last car here. A little Oldsmobile Aerotech, I think is its named. I found out about this a few days ago. Let's put it like so. It looks pretty cool in the little silver Oldsmobile on its stand. Look at it. Yeah. So anyway, this is the end of the video, and I wish you a good evening and hope you had fun, and I see you next time for a more normal inline video where I show you some new Micro Motor World stuff or World's Smallest Matchbox stuff, whatever. Okay, so that's all. Bye.